Hi everybody, my name is Angela, and I am a 350-pound woman. 350 in closing, a gastric bypass story is actually my story. Maybe not a story, but an evaluation of how I became. Maybe it's an evaluation on how I grew from a standard-sized child to a standard-sized adult to a curvy, sexy mom to a super morbidly obese woman. This gastric bypass story is my story, and I thank you. I truly do thank you for being here with me. .350 in closing, a gastric bypass story. How did I get here? Where am I going? What am I closing in on? I don't even know. I'm trying to figure it out. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to reflect and talk to myself and to people in my life. My daughter, my husband, my dear friends, my sisters. We're just going to kind of evaluate what could have gone wrong in my psyche and my tummy. What happened? How can my evaluation help you? I don't know that it can. I don't know that it can. I pray that there's something in my story that you can keep with you and really just retain in case you're raising a child that you don't want to become super morbidly obese, in case you yourself are going through something and you need to know that you're not by yourself. Yeah, I know there's all sorts of documentaries on gastric weight loss surgery. Some of the people look like you, some of them don't. A lot of them were obese as children and just brought it along with them. But not too many of them were like me. 350 in closing. A gastric bypass story, my story. Come on and go along with me, okay? Thanks.
Hi, my name is Dwyane Pugh, and I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. Angela's originally from Detroit, Michigan, and I know Angela from Hartford Memorial Baptist Church that we both attended to when we lived in Detroit. I've known Angela since I guess we both were about 15. As we were growing up, I guess we could say we were two skinny kids. Yeah, we could say that. Angela never had any thick weight on her. She had normal weight as a child growing up. for her size, for her age, so you could say she was never overweight as a child. At least I never saw her overweight as a child. We got married later on, and Angie had a little weight on her, but I guess that was just normal weight from having 2 kids. But other than that, I wouldn't consider it obese or seriously overweight or anything like that. So I think she didn't start gaining weight probably until she lost her job. I think it was starting to come on then, but maybe I don't think we really recognized it at the time, because she worked at an apartment complex and she was constantly going up and down the stairs, walking here, walking there. So I think in some degree they kept it under control. But once she stopped working there, then I think the weight started coming on. And I don't think any of us really noticed it. I think it just kind of appeared and it kept coming, and it didn't matter what she did. If she was active, it wasn't like it was coming and going, it just kept coming. How did it affect her? I would say it affected her that she didn't have a lot of energy to do a lot of things, especially walking. Walking was not her friend. She didn't like to walk a whole lot, and trying to get her to walk was a bit of a fight.
Do you think that she didn't want to walk because of the weight, or did she have some other problem that stopped her from walking?
I think she didn't want to walk because of the other issues which she had with her knee. Between the knee not cooperating with her because she had a prior injury to that knee, I think that put a lot of stress mentally on her as well as physically on her. So in that case, walking wasn't something that she wanted to do because the knee would hurt, and it just wasn't fun, regardless if anyone tried to make it fun. It just wasn't something that any normal person could actually deal with, because the knee was aggravating, and then the weight added on to it made it more aggravating. So in that case, you had two negatives fighting on each other. And when you look at it, if anybody had any kind of knee surgery or any plates in their knee, and you say, well, all you need to do is go out and exercise or get on a treadmill, that's not really gonna work. What I understand about weight, it's kind of hard. I mean, if you don't see some kind of results soon, it makes it hard for someone to want to keep going. And if you got pain to go along with it, then that makes it even harder. So you're not losing any weight, but you're still feeling pain in the knee. You don't want to feel the pain, but you don't want the weight either. But something's got to give, and if you don't like pain, then you're not going to keep doing it, because mentally you're fighting two things. You're fighting the pain in your knee, and you're fighting the pain to try to keep going.
Has life got you down? Do you feel like you're in a dark place? Suffering from loss of job, loss of loved ones, most of all, loss of self and loss of God? If so, allow me to introduce to you my book. Hi, my name is Dawn Martin, also known as Dazzle, and I am the writer of Fill My Cup. God has given me such a wonderful gift with this. It blessed me on my journey back from the dark side. I too suffered a major loss with the loss of my mother, and from that was a 2-year depression. God gave us Fill My Cup so that we can heal, so that we can motivate and empower one another out of the dark place. The devil is a lie. Only God has control over our life destiny. And Fill My Cup will help you to reclaim, rejuvenate, and restore your life. Let God fill your cup. Allow Him to bring you back from the dark side. Trust me, I know it works.
Do you have a music ministry that needs artist management, booking, promotions and marketing, and retail distribution? Have you prayed for an affordable way to elevate your ministry with the tools to make it happen? If so, I'm looking for you. My name is Primus Terry Green Jr. and I am the CEO of Phase 7 Music Ministry. I'm headed out this summer to visit cities to find ministries such as yours to sign singers, songwriters, producers, groups, musicians, and dancers. I want to work with you to elevate your ministry. Visit thechosentour.com for more information on our tour stops and locations. Let's get started. I know that you want to be chosen to be another PG Entertainment Group Phase 7 Urban Music Artist.
For more information, dial 404-969-2765. What about Angela and her children? Do you think the weight affected how she related to them or the things that she did with them?
I'm sure it did. Your kids want to just look at you and say, that's just my mom, and not add anything negative. But, you know, when you're out and your kids, friends sees your mom, sometimes, you know, kids being kids can be kind of negative and mean. So I'm sure in some regards that it has some negative to it. I can see just looking at it is not fun, period. It's not fun trying to get out of a chair. It's not fun trying to get in a car. It's not fun getting out the car. It's not fun doing just ordinary things and wanting to get out and do things with your family. So regardless who you are, where you come from, if you've never been overweight and then now you're overweight and you're extremely overweight, it just makes life difficult. But for somebody who's older and is an adult at 5'5", and if their frame is only supposed to be maybe, I don't know, roughly no more than 130 pounds, but then they started getting to the 150, the 160, the 180, then that's got to be rough regardless.
How do you think the weight affected Angela mentally at 300 pounds?
Oh, that was just a pull down. Imagine trying to go up a hill carrying 2 tires with air with the rim, and you got one on each side and you're trying to just walk up the hill with them. If you can imagine that, then you can imagine what 300 pounds is like. You just can't do what you want to do when you want to do it. You're always huffing and puffing. You're always tired. You lose lack of energy mentally, not the physical part, just mentally. You're already tired before you're physically tired, mentally in your mind, because it's like a ton of weight on your mind. It's a ton of weight you're always constantly pulling, pushing, or pulling.
How do you think the weight affected your relationship with Angela in terms of how you looked at her? When you looked at her, how do you think that affected you?
It affected me because I just didn't like it. I mean, everything about it was negative. You couldn't... You want to do things with someone and they can't do it, and that gets to be kind of it gets kind of old. You can't do certain things, and you want to do certain things with them, but you got to look, well, physically they can't do it. So then you just don't have any other outlets to do with the same person. I mean, just a casual walk around the block, you know, can't do that. And just simple things. So the weight became more of a bearing.
Has life got you down? Do you feel like you're in a dark place? Suffering from loss of job, loss of loved ones, most of all, loss of self and loss of God? If so, allow me to introduce to you my book. Hi, my name is Dawn Martin, also known as Dazzle, and I am the writer of Fill My Cup. God has given me such a wonderful gift with this. It blessed me on my journey back from the dark side. I too suffered a major loss with the loss of my mother, and from that was a 2-year depression. God gave us Fill My Cup so that we can heal, so that we can motivate and empower one another out of the dark place. The devil is a lie. Only God has control over our life destiny. And Fill My Cup will help you to reclaim, rejuvenate, and restore your life. Let God fill your cup. Allow Him to bring you back from the dark side. Trust me, I know it works.
Hey there, family, it's your girl Angie B, your host of the hottest home hotspot. And this summer, Angie B presents the concert you don't want to miss.
Radio, women are being disrespected in the streets. I'm telling you, God made our women beautiful.
Mama handing the Bible, he push it to the side. Hop in the ride, headed to the west side. Mama on her knees every night.
Yeah. Make way for Godzilla.
This summer, Angie B presents Big City, Blacklight, Psy, Evidence 322, Keisha Dream, and Dwyane. The concert you don't want to miss. Log on to thechosentour.com.
I mean, as I was growing up, I didn't, I never thought of being with anyone heavy because I was having too much fun at my size. I could do whatever I want to do. And when you see other people who are overweight, the first thing you say, you don't want to be that way because it can't be fun, or they can't do this, or they can't do that. So you don't want to be in that same predicament.
How do you think Angela's personality changed from the person that you knew when you first got married? She was outgoing, and then other things happened. How do you think the weight affected her personality?
I think it pulled it down. It wasn't positive because she was self-conscious too much. Angela's self-confidence in herself went from 8 down to 2 because she's constantly worrying about how this looks on her and constantly how that looks on her. And if I try to give her a compliment, then it's like I'm faking it because I don't want to hurt her feelings, and she thinks I'm faking it even though I'm not trying to fake it. So either way it goes, it just seems like a lose-lose situation. Clothes don't fit right, that upsets her. That upsets me because it's affecting me because it's affecting her. So when things don't look right and things don't feel right, then bottom line, everybody is feeling bad and negative.
What about the other health complications that Angela developed while the two of you were together? Do you think those health problems came as a result of the weight?
Yes.
Like the depression and the diabetes and...
Because of the weight, everything became a problem. Everything. Diabetes was the main. It was the main killer, as far as I'm concerned.
How so?
Because it made everybody's life difficult. You know, seeing someone that have to constantly take a lot of medicine constantly is draining. You wouldn't think it would be, but it is. It's depressing to see someone sick. It's depressing to see someone have to steady take a lot of medicine. It's depressing when you gotta remind them they gotta take medicine. Everything about it is negative. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing good to see someone else sick and you can't do nothing about it. You know, it's being overweight to me is like a big bully, and the bully is winning, period. And, you know, you can't eat this, or you shouldn't eat this, or you tell the person, but you don't want to hurt the person's feelings that you don't need to eat this because this is just not good for you. But they see you eating it, so that doesn't make it any better. They see everybody else eating it, that still don't make it any better. The food industry doesn't say, well, yeah, well, you shouldn't eat this, but everything you see and you eat, it's got too much sugar or too much salt in it.
Tell me your thoughts when Angela first came to you and said she wanted to go to an information session to learn about gastric bypass surgery. What were your thoughts?
Well, I didn't have a lot of thoughts. I just said okay, because at this point diet and exercising wasn't going to work, and I knew it. I knew it without even putting a whole lot of thought. I could see it for myself that was like...
Why?
Because she had a knee injury. That knee alone, it already canceled out everything. You can't fight something when it's constantly hurting you. So that didn't give you an option.
What about dieting?
Dieting is a joke. If you can't exercise and diet at the same time, it's a joke. You have to be, they work hand in hand. And if you can't do both, then you've already lost the battle. You can't lose weight without both being involved. You have to exercise and you have to control your eating habits. Even if you control your eating habits, what are you going to do to burn the weight off? You still need exercise.
So when Angela told you she wanted to have bypass surgery and you went to the information session, what did you think? Did you think this was something that Angela could do?
I didn't know what to really think. After seeing all those many people there that were even bigger than her, I was stone cold scared because I didn't know what to think. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, if it works, great, period. I mean, hey, one miracle. If it's going to help get rid of diabetes, that's a great miracle. If it's going to get her off of all these prescription drugs, that's another miracle. I mean, when you see someone that you think is overweight, and then you see somebody twice as much overweight than the person that you're with, why not?
Why do you think Angela grew from 135 pounds to 352 pounds?
Wow. Just living, I guess. Just living, eating, bad diet habits, not able to exercise, just ordinary living, I think. I can't put it on just one thing. I'll still go back to this. It still has to do with food. Food, regardless, is still over-processed.
Do you think Angela's weight gain was the result of any of her other illnesses?
All of it. Because all of it walks hand in hand. the depression didn't just come about. The depression was part of it.
How?
Because I think you hear through other people's voices, well, you should lose weight because, you know, you got a nice looking husband, and you know, you want to look good for him, or you should lose weight so you'll feel better about yourself, or you should lose weight because you need to lose weight because you got a job and it's demanding and you need to be able to walk and do things. Airline industry, you know, hey, if you're too big, they'll make you buy a second seat. You know, I'm not sure how fair that is, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose.
So you think Angela's weight gain was a direct result of eating the wrong kinds of foods and not being able to exercise?
I think it's a result of just living life. Having a serious knee injury did not help, period. That added to the weight because she couldn't exercise to help restrain some of the weight off of her. You know, if she could have did maybe a third or something that was gonna help her lose maybe 5 to 10 pounds versus not any pounds, you know, not contributing.
Was she pleasant as the weight came on?
No.
Or?
I think when the weight started coming on, I don't know, it's hard to say. I think she got more aggressive with her attitude. But then again, that could have been something else between me and her. So I don't know, I can't say that for a fact. You know, I don't want to say, well, yeah, because of the weight, you know, her whole attitude towards me got mean, because I don't know if that's exactly the truth or not the truth. I mean, yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of attitude that comes towards me, which makes me defensive, which makes me hesitant, but I don't know that for a fact if that was because of the weight or the depression. Could have been a combination of both.
What do you think Angela is going to be like as she starts to lose the weight? What do you think?
Good question, because I have no idea. I think she'll be happier. If you don't come from working out, or if you're not athletic and you're used to working out, you can't force somebody to be a person like that to work out, and that's where I came from. I was used to working out, and I was used to playing sports, so it was easy for me to decide, oh well, I need to lose some weight or I need to go exercise. But you can't, an ordinary person that doesn't do things like that, you can't expect them to pick it up like that and say, okay, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna lose weight. It doesn't work that way. It's all a mindset, and if your mind's not set in that way, then you can't really force yourself into it. Either you want to or you don't.
You and Angela are not together now. When she loses the weight, what do you think your relationship will be like?
I don't know. I mean,
would you find her more attractive after the weight is gone?
Could be, but you know, unfortunately, we have so many issues. I can't say, because we just do. We have a lot of stuff, and it may not make a difference.